What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Let's Play The Evil Within with me, Jerupitus. And before we get started, I just want to talk a little bit about why I'm playing this game. And in order to understand that, I'm going to need you to transport yourself back in time about 7 years ago. This game came out in 2014. And a little bit before that, Shinji Mikami, who is the director of this game and the director of all the best Resident Evil games, went on the record saying that he wanted to make a survival horror game because he thought that current survival horror games focus too much on action, which was sort of his fault, right? Like, he made Resident Evil 4, and all of the subsequent Resident Evil games, save for the ones that are coming out right about now, 7 and 8, took all the wrong lessons from that game and really started focusing on the action instead. Now, for me, that was very exciting to hear. I was like, oh, that's exactly what I've been thinking. Like, I want to go back to the PlayStation era of survival horror games where ammo's really scarce. You have to manage your inventory. You have to deal with enemies in creative ways in order to get past them. And by creative, I mean usually just running away. But the point is that once I got my hands on it, I was actually kind of disappointed. I didn't really like it that much. But something about it just made me unable to put it down. I just couldn't stop playing it. Now, I have some very big criticisms of this game, but I do actually really like it, and I want to go back and revisit it and see how I feel about it now. So, with all that out of the way, let's jump right in. And now we're gonna start a new game. And the brightness looks okay to me. Please feel free to let me know if it's too dark for you. Obviously, you could just turn up the brightness on your monitor, but I want this to look as enjoyable to watch as possible. So feel free to let me know, but it looks okay to me. And now, I did do a playthrough already to make sure that I was good with the controls and that I still remembered how to play the game, and I do. Now, right at the bottom here, you're gonna see Akumu mode, which is a very interesting mode. But I have some criticisms of this, but we'll get into that when it becomes more relevant. But the basic idea is, if you get touched by anything, you immediately lose. So basically, it's a built-in no-damage playthrough, which, as you'll see, is impressively challenging. But we're just going to play on survival, because I think that'll be an appropriate amount of challenge, but also I'm going to be talking and stuff, so I don't want it to be too hard, but this mode will be fun to watch for sure. Now, before I kick it off, I just want to talk about what kind of playthrough this is going to be. We're going to maybe not find every single collectible. I may miss one or two, but we are definitely going to find every single key, locker key, and we're going to find every single map fragment for sure. And then I'm going to pick up as many collectibles as we can find because I want to show as much of the story as possible, but that's about it. So with all that out of the way, let's get started.
All units, 1199, expedite cover code 3, Beacon Mental Hospital.
184 copy, code 3, ETA 3 minutes.
Copy 184.
Sorry, detectives. I know you're just coming off a case, but I'm afraid we're gonna have to make a detour.
Sounds serious. Is it a riot?
A call went out just before I picked you up. Said it was multiple homicides. Half a dozen units already on scene.
131, please advise.
Hey, maybe it's the ghost of that doctor who went schizo and chopped up all those patients.
That's not what happened. Some patients disappeared. Some kind of scandal?
Still, gives you the creeps, doesn't it?
127, 124, please respond.
Joseph, you think there's a connection?
It's a possibility. I believe the records were sealed.
Anyone on scene, respond.
Dispatch, this is Detective Castellanos in 184. What's the situation? Over.
184, be advised. Some problem with Jimenez on the Beacon Memorial.
Is there any...
God damn it! Jesus!
Junior Detective Kidman. Any thoughts?
Nothing yet. I'm sure we'll know everything once we get there.
Connelly. Contact dispatch and let them know what's happening. Joseph, Kidman, you're with me. We're gonna have a look around.
Right.
And man, does this game start strong. Ooh, I love it. So this is Beacon Mental Hospital. And Chapter 1 is just awesome, and I want to point out how great this game looks. This game came out 7 years ago for Xbox 360, and it is just gorgeous. Like, let's look around a little bit. And something I want to point out is that we are obviously playing this on full screen, but the letterboxing that you saw in the cutscene was the original aspect ratio of the game, which is how I played it on Xbox 360. But people really didn't like that. It was like looking at a teeny tiny little game on your screen.
Smells like blood.
All right, stay sharp. We're gonna check it out. Don't let anyone else through this door.
I can be an extra set of eyes.
We don't know what's happening here. You're a backup.
People hated it so much that they released a patch to remove the letterboxing. And look at this grisly scene. Shinji Mikami is not afraid to go hard.
Did you hear something?
On the blood and guts. That is for sure.
Someone alive in here.
Are you injured? What happened here?
Can't be real. Impossible. Ruvik is...
I've got him. The security cameras might tell us something.
All right, let's go check it out.
What the hell?
And I just want to point out there that he stabs us in the back of the neck. And that's all I'm going to say about that for right now. Now here we awaken in an absolute nightmare. God, this is cool. That's right, we are hanging by our feet from the ceiling, and that gentleman there is called the sadist. And we're just gonna rotate the camera so we can get a look at what he's doing, which is chopping the body next to us to pieces with a cleaver. Awesome. Now that torso he's dragging away is gonna be us next unless we get out of here. So let's cut ourselves down, shall we? I don't want to be a distended torso. And we do not have our gun. So this is going to be a little bit of a stealth tutorial section, which you'll see in a moment. So I hit right button to sneak, and let's do exactly that. Now he is conveniently going to walk over to the other room, which is going to give me time to come in here and grab these keys. Ordinary keys, a keyring found in the mental hospital basement. These were in use long before the hospital's modern security system was put in. All right, let's grab them and let's get out of here. Oh, man. This just feels so good. Now we are going to ever so quietly sneak our way out of here. Let's see if we can get a look at his little workbench area here. Wow. And what about over here? This man has quite the chainsaw collection. That is 8 I see there. 8 chainsaws. Who needs that many? Let's keep going. That is not good. We're gonna run for our lives. Because the chainsaw-wielding maniac is chasing us now. And this is where things get totally zany. Because this is a Mikami game. And it really wouldn't be without some stuff like this in it. We're just going to avoid the whirling blades by hugging the walls. And fall into this pool of blood. And now you'll see, Sebastian's face is just covered in blood, and stuff like that is what really reminds me of the Evil Dead films with this. I think there's a pretty serious Evil Dead influence at play here. Whenever there's like a squib or like a gore splatter, it always just goes all over your face, which is exactly what happens in Evil Dead. And of course, the chainsaw-wielding maniac is very reminiscent of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so these are some very good influences for a game, I think. Now, problematically, our movement is very limited because we have that devastating leg injury, so we can only limp around, and we're going to try to limp our way out of here. And just imagine plunging into some sewer water with a huge chainsaw injury on your leg. Like, you would end up with an infection that defies medical science. Now, just up ahead of me is going to be our first collectible.
Where's the exit?
Old note from sewer. Beside the locked gate at the far end of the sewer, there is a ladder which would take you to the old ward. If you could make it through there, you would find an elevator leading outside. You would be the one who escaped. You might be the one who survived. From R. Well, I would like to be the one who survived, if at all possible, but right now it doesn't seem super likely. We're at a serious disadvantage. So let's see if we can't make our way out of here. And the camera work here is just perfect. Like, the way it just slowly ascends, I love it. It really adds a nice feeling of impending doom. And just around here, we're going to find our second collectible. Boiler room note. 13 o'clock. STEM system operation test begins. 13:15, success. Confirmation of brainwave synchronization, losses minimal. Continuing experiment, agent collects the data. 13:30, anomaly occurs. Not with the subject, the stenographer claimed they weren't feeling well and then fell into a coma for reasons unknown. Doctor orders the STEM system terminated. 13:45, staff begin complaining of nausea and falling unconscious one after another. Those who can still move plan their escape from the hospital, but for unknown reasons are unable to. Though the STEM system should have been deactivated, subjects maintain brainwave synchronization with the host. 14, that man appeared. And now it's worth pointing out that on our way here, we kind of heard that sound from the radio, which seemed to hurt Sebastian's head. But that's all I'll say about that for now. And ooh, I love this part. He's coming. We better hide. We're gonna get inside this. And I'm gonna stay real quiet. Ooh, that was close. I wish that they ended up using that mechanic more later in the game, but it really never comes back up. Like, it's pretty useless. You just get found anyway. So that's just to kind of showcase it. But the first time I played this game, you can hear that heartbeat sound during that scene. And I was like, that could actually be my heart I'm hearing. It's pounding so hard. So he's gonna patrol this center room, and I've got to sneak past him. Now I'm gonna grab this bottle, and you can use these bottles to distract him, but you really don't have to. What I'm gonna wait for him to do is walk towards the door that's a little further away. And now that I'm over here, he's gonna come charging this way, but we're just gonna run for it. And we should be able to make it. He's gonna be right on top of us. More or less, but that's all you gotta do. Oh, shit. And somehow, at this limping pace, we managed to get away here, which is unbelievable. You're watching this like, no way am I gonna be able to make it. Oh, get me away from him. The sadist is just the worst. Reach for a cigarette? Don't have any. I could use a cigarette after that, and I don't even smoke.
Find myself within darkness twisting me around. There is nothing I can do. And this world doesn't spin, it just turns itself around and around. The night chokes tight in the noose.
We made it up the elevator. Are we the one who survived? Are we the one who escaped? Let's keep going and find out. That sounds like the building's coming down. Let's get out of here.
Where's Joseph? Man, I'm sorry, but you never came out. I'd waited, but...
Please, settle down, Leslie.
Settle down, Leslie. Settle down, Leslie. Settle down, Leslie.
Shit! There's no going back.
Damn it. Are we cut off from everyone?
Everyone must be dead.
Everyone all right back there?
Just a few bumps. We're fine.
Fine. Fine. Fine.
We will be once we're far away.
Fine.
A little further and we'll be fine.
Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine.
Fall! Fall!
Look out!
Fall! Fall! Fall!
Oh man, and that's the end of chapter 1. Let's hear it for that ambulance driver. He really knows how to drive. It's too bad he turned into some kind of creature. But that's going to be all the time I've got for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.